Good morning, grade 4 students. How are you? Hope you are all good. Today we're going to continue the second section of our lesson, What are ecosystems? I want you please to bring your book and open it on page 184 so you can follow. Kinds of ecosystems. The objective of this section that students will identify some examples of ecosystems. Let's now explain why do we have different ecosystems. So there are factors that make ecosystems different. The main two factors are the climate and the soil. The climate is the weather conditions. It could be cold and dry or warm and wet. And the soil, it could be a sandy soil, so it is poor in the nutrients needed for the growth of some plants. And the soil could be fertile. It is rich in nutrients to support the growth of a large number of plants. So the kinds of plants and animals that live in an area depend on climate and soil. Organisms can survive only in environments in which their needs are met. So here we have these two pictures. The first picture shows you a sandy soil, which is poor in nutrients, and the second picture shows you a fertile soil where it has more variety of plants that can grow. Kinds of ecosystems. There are several different types of ecosystems. Some kinds of ecosystems found in North America are tundra, rainforest, desert, grassland, and wetland. So let's start explaining the characteristics of each ecosystem. The tundra. It is a cold region. Ground beneath the surface is frozen all year. Some grasses can grow, but trees cannot. Rainforest. Not all are tropical. The Pacific Northwest has a mild and rainy climate that supports a temperate rainforest. These areas contain the greatest number of animals and plant species on land. The desert, it is the driest ecosystem, so it has a limited water supply. The grassland, it is covered with grasses and it receives a medium amount of rain. Wetland, the ground is covered with water for at least part of the year. As we said that organisms can survive only in environments in which their needs are met. And some kinds of plants and animals survive better in one environment than the other. So here we're going to talk about some examples of organisms that live in these areas. So in the tundra, you can find Arctic foxes and caribou. Rainforests, you can find spotted owls, banana slugs, and Douglas fir trees. In a desert, you can find the cacti, coyotes, lizards, camels. In the grasslands, you can find grasshoppers, elephants, lions, zebras, the bison, and of course many more animals. And in wetlands, you can find the water lilies, the cypress trees, insects, raccoons, and alligators. According to the examples that were given in the previous slides about the types of animals, and each one lives in a certain ecosystem according to its needs. So in any environment, some kinds of plants and animals survive better than others. So let's ask here a question. What is one adaptation that would help an organism survive in a desert ecosystem? So usually plants or animals, in order to survive in a desert where the water supply is limited and it is a dry area, what do you think is one adaptation that help these organisms survive? Yes, it is the ability to store water. So you will think that nothing can live in a desert. but deserts have many organisms living there. Here we're going to talk about two examples. The cacti and lizards live in a desert. Sandy soil is used as a hiding place for the desert horned lizard. The lizard can quickly become invisible by throwing sand over its body. So this is an adaptation for the lizard. When sand comes over its body, it will become invisible because it will have the same color as the sand. And the cacti can live in deserts, as we said in the previous lesson about the cactus adaptation, that they have large stems in order to store water, and they have thorns, the tiny needle-like leaves, in order to lower the loss of water. As your homework, I want you to read and understand pages 184 and 185. Then copy these questions on your copybook and solve them. Question number 1. What are the primary factors that make ecosystems different? Here you can find two main factors. Question number 2. Name the types of ecosystems found in North America. So as you watch the video and then read the pages, you can find the answers of these questions. And I will give you the answers of these questions by tomorrow. So study well and stay safe.